evening, YouTube. You guys are now watching another segment of TheCaliEffect, King of Games, and it is freaking exciting. I'm like astonished, like literally. I thank every single one of you guys. You guys, the viewers, are just too strong for liking up the Paleozoic versus Dark Magician. It is the fastest liked video, or one of the fastest liked videos I've ever had. It at 100 likes within 19 hours now. Obviously, I just started tracking likes, but that's still a major accomplishment. I really do appreciate you guys. Now, obviously, the deck profile came out, and I decided to actually make this video before I made the deck profile. So, of course, you won't see this video before, but I don't really have any knowledge on the deck profile right now, but I'm assuming it's going astronomical because you guys are just too strong. Again, if you guys want to see more content like this, then go ahead and destroy that subscribe button, but more importantly, hit that notification bell, well, because we just too strong over here. So without further ado, I'm going to be showing you guys Dark Magician test hands, as well as the combo tutorial. More so test hands, because there aren't too many combos with this deck. I'm just going to be showing you guys a couple of tips and tricks with the deck. So let's get right into it. Alright guys, so like I said, it was pretty basic. This deck's, you know, it's not really complicated. But a couple of things I want to stress is the Windwitch engine. Now, for the people that don't know how the Windwitches work, Windwitch Ice Bell can be special summoned to your side of the field if you control no monsters. But from there on out, you can only special summon level 5 or higher wind monsters from your extra deck to your side of the field. So basically, this is a 1-card Crystal Wing, and all it requires you to not have any monsters on your field. You special summon Windwitch Ice Bell, and her effect is going to go ahead and special summon Glass Bell. Your opponent's going to take 500 damage, and you're going to activate the effect of Glass Bell to search Windwitch Snowbell from your deck to your hand. Now, you want to make sure that you special summon Windwitch Snowbell to your side of the field while you control these two monsters. You do not want to use these monsters for a synchro summon without summoning this monster from your hand to your side of the field. Next, you're going to use both of these monsters as a synchro material, and then you're going to go ahead and make Windwitch Winterbell. Now, a lot of people like to use Windwitch Winterbell targeting Glass Bell in your graveyard to inflict 800 damage to your opponent, which is fine and dandy. More often than not, not more often than not, but it's a really good play because it allows you to get free damage to your opponent. But what you do have to be mindful of is Ghost Ogre and Snow Rabbit, because if your opponent Ghost Ogres and Snow Rabbits you right here, this is the most weakest point of the combo, where you'll lose your Windwitch Winterbell and you'll just be sitting on a Windwitch Glass Bell on your side of the field, and you'll still be under the restrictions that you can't summon monsters from your extra deck other than wind monsters. So you have to be really mindful of using this effect. Sometimes the 800 damage just isn't worth it. So next, you're going to use both the Windwitch Winterbell and the Snowbell for a synchro summon again, and then that's going to make the Crystal Wing Synchro Dragon. So essentially, Ice Bell is a 1-card Crystal Wing Synchro Dragon, and consequently, since we've already went through the Windwitch engine once, let's just say that this Crystal Wing is in the graveyard. You can use the Windwitch engine again, because we do play a second copy of Glass Bell. What you would do is you special summon the Ice Bell, special summon the Glass Bell for like 500 to your opponent, and then you can use both of these monsters to make Clear Wing Synchro Dragon. Now, Clear Wing Synchro Dragon isn't as powerful as Crystal Wing, which is why I'd probably go into the Crystal Wing Synchro Dragon play before the Clear Wing play, but still, it's a really good card, and it gives you utility for your other Windwitch monsters. That's pretty much it for the Windwitches. I'm pretty sure I explained them pretty well. Now, the next little combo is just Spellbook Magician of Prophecy, or even Spellbook of Secrets and Dark Magic Inheritance. It doesn't matter which one of these two you have, as long as you have it. For all intents and purposes, I'm just going to say I have Spellbook of Secrets. What I'm going to do is activate the Spellbook of Secrets to add the Spellbook Magician of Prophecy from my deck to my hand, and this is the reason why I play 2 copies of this card. You go ahead and you normal summon the Spellbook Magician of Prophecy, and this deck is really built on getting your Dark Magician cards from your deck to your hand. So next, you're going to use Spellbook of Knowledge to send the Spellbook of Magician of Prophecy to draw 2 cards from your deck to your hand. But even more importantly, that allows you to activate Dark Magic Inheritance, banishing these two to search the other counterpart, either Eternal Soul or even Dark Magical Circle, whatever counterpart that you need to add from your deck to your hand, even after drawing cards from your deck. So basically, this is a 2-card free combo that allows you to tutor to almost any cards that you like, and that's the reason why I stress that this is one of the best Dark Magician spell cards in the game. It is essentially a 4th and 5th Magician's Rod. That's pretty much it that I can think of for, I'm sorry, this combo actually applies to both decks. Now, this deck is really good at summoning level 7 monsters, whether it's through Eternal Soul, whether it's through Magician's Navigation. You know, it does a really good job. You have Monster Reborn, and then you have some of your Xyzs that, when destroyed, they special summon level 7 monsters. So this little combo is going to require 3 level 7 monsters on your side of the field, no matter how you get them. Now, Magician's Navigation and Eternal Soul are 2 really good ways to get 3 level 7 monsters to your side of the field. So let's just say we have this as a combo. The first thing I'm going to do is activate the Magician's Navigation to special summon the Dark Magician to my side of the field, and then special summon a Magician of Dark Illusions from my deck to my side of the field. And on my turn, I'm going to use Dark Magician as a link summon for Link Spider, and then next I'm going to activate my Eternal Soul to bring out Dark Magician to my side of the field again. I'm then going to use Magician of Dark Illusions and Dark Magician to special summon number 42 Galaxy Tomahawk. And as you guys can see, I fulfill condition of bringing 3 level 7 monsters out on the field. I don't necessarily mean that you need to have 3 level 7 monsters out, but depending on your situation, you may not, you may have to. You can even abuse Dark Magician of Dark Illusion to special summon to fulfill some portion of this combo. Now you're going to detach 1 material to special summon 4 additional tokens from your deck to your side of the field, and that's gonna be pretty saucy, seeing that these tokens are gonna help you make one of the most dangerous cards in the game. Use the Tomahawk and a token, because unfortunately you have to use Tomahawk, and then that's gonna go ahead and make you, where is that card? Where is that card? Proxy Dragon. Now, this is really important because now you have, you know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 monsters on your field, as well as monsters with different names. That's going to be the most important part. And we still need to summon another monster or make another monster that does have those restrictions, or I'm sorry, that ability to the side of the field, so we can complete one of those, like I said, the most powerful card on the field. Okay, so the people that were wondering, like, why do I run Qliphort Genius, is actually explained right here, right now. I'm sorry, I had to go get it. I kind of lost it. I didn't know where it was. But you're going to use both these 2 tokens to make Qliphort Genius. And then now you have 1, 2, 3, 4 different monsters with different names. Go ahead and use them all for the summon of your Sarjuya, and basically you're going to be in pretty good hands with Sarjuya to your side of the field. You're going to be able to draw 4 cards, put some to the bottom of your deck, basically allowing you to extend it anyway. You still have not used your normal summon. Your Eternal Soul is on the board. There are so many plays that you can make just off of that little short combo, and yes, you do have to run an Aqua card in Qliphort Genius. That's pretty much it that I can think of for the combos. I thought that the Sarjuya combo was really saucy, so I'm going to give you guys some test hands with the Windwitch engine, as well as the other version, the Timaeus engine, and then we'll see, you know, you guys get to see which one you like better, because personally, like I said in the other video, that I'm going to say in the other video, I like them both. I think that they're both very competitive, and they both have their benefits as well as their disadvantages. So opening up with the Windwitch variant, there's obviously some like really small combos that I'm going to show you guys. Hopefully I draw them in my test hands. And yes, like normal, this deck was pretty much separated before I started shuffling with it. So yeah, I really need to stop doing that. Our first hand is going to start off with Eternal Soul, Dark Magician, Solemn Strike, Spellbook of Secrets, Dark Magical Circle. Now this is a awesome hand. I think that it's really freaking good, but we're going to start off obviously with the Spellbook of Secrets to go ahead and get us the Spellbook Magician of Prophecy. And we could probably have even a more dangerous hand with the Spellbook of Magician of Prophecy, being able to activate its effects to get the Spellbook of Knowledge. Now I'm going to go ahead and activate the Dark Magical Circle right here and right now, because I want to be able to see the cards that I'm going to draw and see if they're actually worth drawing, to be honest with you guys. So it really helps mitigate, you know, my options. If, you know, You know, so now I know what's going to go on. Or you guys can actually activate the Spellbook of Knowledge and then the Dark Magical Circle. Actually, I think I'm going to do it that way, because then that way I get to see more cards in my deck and see what's coming up next. So we're going to Spellbook of Knowledge the Spellbook Magician of Prophecy. We're going to draw Inheritance and the Windwitch Glassbell. Glassbell isn't a great card to draw, but we still have such a good hand, it doesn't really freaking matter. Inheritance will be able to search us any other card that we need. To be honest with you guys, I want to see a Dark Magician. If I can see another Dark Magician, I can search the navigation. We can have a really solid field. So we're going to go ahead and activate Dark Magical Circle, and our next 3 cards are going to be Spellbook of Knowledge, Magician's Rod, and another Dark Magical Circle. So of course I'm going to add the Dark Magical Circle and put the Rod on top of my deck. And that'll set me up for future turns. So now, like I said, we're pretty much solid. We have a Dark Magic Inheritance. If we don't want to see those cards, that'll go ahead and search us. We can either search Illusion Magic to tribute our Dark Magician to add more Dark Magicians to search. We can add, actually I think Navigation will still be a really good card to add, even with the Eternal Soul, because now we don't have to worry about our Eternal Soul getting, you know, being in such an awkward spot. And against a back row heavy deck, we can actually search Magician's Rod, or I'm sorry, a Dark Magic Attack, instead of summoning instead of summoning Dark Magician. So basically, this is our opening board. I think we have a pretty solid board. We have Disruption, we have more Disruption, we have ways to summon Dark Magician, and essentially get into that combo that I showed you guys with the Galaxy Tomahawk. So that's pretty good. One more test stand. As you guys can see, the Windwitch engine does kind of sometimes get in the way. Sometimes your draw engine can get into your Windwitch parts, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, because your draw engine is needed to get into the parts that you need to get into. So on to the second hand. I think I'm gonna do 3 for each, and hopefully we get another great hand. We're gonna draw Windwitch Glassbell, Dark Magic Inheritance, Spellbook of Secrets, Eternal Soul, and Solemn Strike. This is almost reminiscent on the hand that I just drew, but we're gonna go ahead and Spellbook of Secrets to Spellbook Magician of Prophecy, Magician of Prophecy to Spellbook of Knowledge. And as you guys can see, for some reason, this Glassbell is attracted to me. What are attractive at? Wait, hold on. She might be 14. I'm not into that shit. Now we're going to activate Spellbook of Knowledge, and that's going to grant us 2 more cards. And again, the importance of Dark Magic Inheritance is just so good. Unfortunately, we didn't get a Dark Magician card. I can search the Rod, but I don't have a monster to tribute because I did use my Spellbook Magician of Prophecy, and that's one thing that I didn't like about Magician of Illusion. But still, we have a pretty solid hand as long as we can get a Dark Magician soon, which this actually would have gotten us 2 more cards. But I don't think that that was a terrible hand. We were just missing 1 card off with Dark Magician. So to the last, third, and final test hand. Hopefully I don't draw Windwitch Glassbell again, but I want to say that these hands are pretty freaking solid. Even the second hand, while we didn't get exactly what we wanted inside of that hand, we were still able to dig deeper into what we want. Now, Dark Magic Inheritance did come into both of our hands, and both of the times I felt that it could have been useful, more useful than almost any other card that we could have played. You know, I guess other than Summoner's Art, but who the fuck plays Summoner's Art? Going into our next and last hand with this deck, oh my god, we drew Ice Bell, Magician's Navigation, Apprentice Illusion Magician, Monster Reborn, and Magician's Rod. Oh wow, this is a hand. Now, unfortunately, we can't use Apprentice Illusion Magician and Ice Bell in the same turn, but that would have been really cool to be able to do so, because then we would be able to search Dark Magician for our navigation play, and then Rod would be able to get our cards that we need. So I'm just going to go ahead and make Crystal Wing with this one. As you guys can see, Windwitch to Glassbell, Special Summon, Synchro Summon for 7. I'm not going to use its effect to inflict 800 because I don't want to get Ghost Ogre. And then these two to make the Crystal Wing. Next, I'm going to follow up with the Magician's Rod. Rod to get our Dark Magical Circle. And then cross my hands really, really tight, because if we draw a Dark Magician, oh my gosh. Or even if we draw an Illusion Magic, that's pretty good. Hell, it's not too many cards that we can't draw that won't provide a benefit for us for this Dark Magic Circle. So cross you guys' hands. If we can get something really good for this Dark Magic Circle, we gon' be all right. So activating Dark Magic Circle, our top 3 cards. Dark Magician, oh my god, that's all we needed. Next, we're gonna get an Ice Bell and then a Solemn Strike. So I'm gonna arrange it like this and add the Dark Magician from my deck to my hand. Well, Circle, you're on the field. You're on the field. And now we have the Navigation, Dark Magician, being able to banish their cards. We have Monster Reborn when we want to use our Dark Magician, if we ever wanted to use these for a link, I don't see a reason why, but we have our Dark Magician play. We have so many ways to just disrupt the opponent and put pressure on the opponent. That is it for the Windwitch build. And as you can see, the Windwitch build does have a little bit more upside, but at the cost of a little consistent. Wait. Okay, yeah, I thought I had that half of the Windwitch engine out of the deck the entire time. So now I'm gonna take out the Windwitch engine, which is all the Windwitch cards. That's literally everything in here. And then I'm gonna put back in the Timaeus engine. And I like the Timaeus engine. I don't know which one I would take to an event because I think that both of them are really solid, builds. So I'm gonna leave that up to you guys to decide. Tell me down below in the comment section, which build would you take to a regional? Would it be a Windwitch version or would it be a Timaeus version? So I'm gonna go ahead and pop in the cards from the other deck profile, which is Timaeus, Magician of Dark Illusions, Inheritance, and all that other good stuff. And then we're gonna see what our test hands are from here. Hopefully we get just as great test hands as the ones before. This one's built more to draw into your Magician cards, but you sacrifice being able to make a Crystal Wing, which, Crystal Wing is still a very powerful card in my opinion. Opening up into our next hand, Spellbook of Knowledge, Magician's Rod, Eye of Timaeus, Dark Magical Circle, and Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring. Now, depending on what we get with our card combos, we're going to be in pretty solid condition. So I'm going to go ahead and summon Rod, and we're going to take a risk. We're going to take a really big gamble. And Rod's going to go ahead and get us Eternal Soul. Nah, I got to take that risk. I got to get Navigation. And the reason why I'm getting Navigation over Eternal Soul is because I'm banking on Spellbook of Knowledge to not only add me a Dark Magician, but to get me the cards that I need to make the Navigation more worth it. Now, Navigation does have a little more utility than the Eternal Soul. Probably not in this case because I actually do have the Eye of Timaeus, but it does allow me to gate my opponent's card effects on the following turn. So we're going to draw 2 cards. Yes! So it kind of doesn't matter. We have the Navigation, the Circle, and the Eye of Timaeus. We're going to go ahead and use the Circle. And the Circle is going to get us Eternal Soul. So, TheCaliEffect, where you be getting so savage from? I don't know. We just make really consistent decks. So now, essentially, we got what we wanted. Magician's Navigation, Eternal Soul, Eye of Timaeus. We have the ability to make anything we want. So I'm going to go ahead and set these cards face down and then pass my turn back to my opponent. And when I want to disrupt them, instead of risking the Eternal Soul, I'm actually just going to activate the Navigation, special summon the Dark Magician, special summon the Magician of Dark Illusion, banish my opponent's card, and then following up on my next turn, I can Eye of Timaeus, the Magician of Dark Illusion, and complete protection with the Dark Magician Dragon Knight, protecting my back row, doing a really good job at it too. So that is it for that hand. The hand after that, I apologize, we have 3 test hands with this deck. I thought that was really solid, just being able to draw exactly into what we need and apply pressure on the opponent. The only unfortunate thing I don't like about this particular engine, the Eye of Timaeus, is that you can't make Magician of Dark Illusion unless you have Monster Reborn and a way to put Dark Magician in the graveyard initially. So that's probably my only beef with this particular deck. And you can't make Crystal Wing, and I like Crystal Wing. So opening our 5, we're going to draw Spellbook of Knowledge, Solemn Warning, Magician's Navigation, and the Princess Lucius Magician. So these 2 cards automatically are going to be live, but we're going to go ahead and use secrets into our little boy engine. And I really don't think that there's a way around playing this little boy engine. It just does its job so freaking well with the deck, allowing you to dig deeper into your combo pieces, get exactly what you need, and as well being able to be used on any of your spellcaster monsters, which is more than half of your deck. So we're going to use the Spellbook of Knowledge on the little boy to net us 2 more cards. And G, it's the Dark Magical Circle and the Dark Magician. So essentially, we don't even need to use the Apprentice Illusion Magician effect. We could just actually, my apologies if, I mean, you guys noticed my camera died, but it might actually be better to just activate the Magician Circle, and the circle's going to reveal Dark Magic Attack, Dark Magic Inheritance, and another Dark Magical Circle. All 3 of these cards are eligible to be targeted with our card effects. Now, it's going to be really, really good. I'm going to add the Dark Magic Inheritance from my deck to my hand, and then I'm going to place them in any order. It almost isn't going to matter because they're going to be used in a different tone. We're going to use the Inheritance, banishing the Spellbook of Knowledge and the Spellbook of Secrets, and that's going to go ahead and search us. Oh man, what do we want to search this time around? I can search a card and use it for Dark Magician food. I think I'm going to go ahead and go with the Eternal Soul because now I have a really big, I have a pretty decent succession plan, at least in my head. If you guys want to get really bold, like extraordinarily bold, I wouldn't really risk it, but you guys could pitch the Solemn Warning or the Ash Blossom for the Apprentice Illusion Magician. And then that's actually, you can pitch, or you can even pitch the Navigation for the Apprentice Illusion Magician to search the second Dark Magician. The reason why I say that is because Navigation can special summon the Dark Magician if you choose not to pitch the Navigation, or even better, Navigation can be used on your opponent's turn to negate an opponent's card effect if you pitched it, and you'll have an Eternal Soul to special summon a Dark Magician. For this time around, I'm a pretty safe guy when it comes to certain characteristics of a deck. So as you guys know, I normally risk it for the biscuit type dude, but in this situation, I think we already have a really, really solid presence. So we're going to set the Eternal Soul, set the Warning, and I did have a Navigation, my good sir. Set the Navigation, and now we don't have to commit that Eternal Soul right there, right away. We can actually use it to search a Dark Magic Attack. So that is a really spectacular test hand. And again, both of these decks are fairly consistent, if you ask me, and they allow you to make situations that your opponent just might have a hard time going against. So number 3. Let's hope that hand number 3 is just as good as hand number 1 through 5 in both of our other test hands. And this deck, like I said, is really good. It's relatively cheap compared to other decks. It can get a little expensive if you decide to go my route and just say, nah, nigga, max rarity everything. But I want to say it's a pretty cheaply deck if you decide to go to the cheap options. So last hand is Spellbook of Secrets, Magician of Dark Illusion, Solemn Strike, and Spellbook of Secrets. I don't really even know what to say to draw a triple Spellbook of Secrets. That's freaking, the odds of it is just not high, but we can work with it. We're going to activate Spellbook of Secrets to search Spellbook Magician of Prophecy, Prophecy to search Spellbook of Knowledge, and then Knowledge to net us 2 additional cards from our deck to our hand. Now, in order to rectify this, if we draw a Dark Magical Circle, we're okay. If we draw an Illusion Magic, we're pretty good. And I'll show you guys why if we draw it. Hopefully we draw it. So we have 5 cards that we could draw into this deck, hopefully to draw them in. I hope we don't draw a double Eye of Timaeus, but Magician's Rod and Solemn Strike. Unfortunately, we did not draw it. The Magician's Rod would have gotten us into it, but we've already committed our normal summon. Let's say hypothetically, oh god, there's Eye of Timaeus, the card I don't need right now. Let's say hypothetically we drew into the Magician Circles, which happens to be all clunked with each other. The reason why I say this hand would be great is because we just activate the circle and it doesn't matter what we search. Oh my, Apprentice, oh my, let's just say we didn't get that, because that just fixes all of our problems right then and there. You activate the Dark Magical Circle, you set the strikes, you wait for your opponent to activate a monster effect and have a card committed on the board. You strike it, and then you can use the Magician of Dark Illusion to special summon itself. It's a Dark Magician card, so you get to banish your opponent, and you have a second strike, so you still have control, even without all of the cards that we just said that we needed, or just the cards that we said that we thought we needed. It's still a pretty decent board, and then next turn, you can still follow up on a Spellbook Magician, or Spellbook of Secrets to search the Little Boy, and then Little Boy to go right into the same combo again. The last time, you have to use the Spellbook of Secrets to go into the Spellbook of Knowledge, which you can give up any of your spellcasters for. Thank you guys so much for watching another segment of the Cali Effect. Let's see if this video can get 150 likes. I know know you guys can do it. You guys are freaking awesome. Please like, comment, subscribe, but most of all, enjoy.